Hey guys, Scheming Off the Grid here. By now you've probably all heard of mail order brides. But what about mail order controllers? The NES Switch controllers have arrived here at the Got-G Studios, and today we're going to take a look at these things and let you know, is it worth it? What are we drinking today?
We're drinking Rye On Rye by Boulevard. It's a beer that was aged in 6-year-old bourbon barrels.
Wow. Holy cat crap, Batman. You know the drill. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell icon so you never miss an upload. And sit back, relax, pour yourself a beer if you care to, and let's take a look at these NES Switch controllers.
Hey everybody, Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, and you're watching Gaming Off the Grid. Remember, everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
Alright, here we go, the mail order NES controllers for the Nintendo Switch. So you have to be a member of the Nintendo Switch online service
In order to get these,
Yes.
which is really weird.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool because it feels like you're like an exclusive member.
Yeah, I do think maybe somewhere down the line these may be a collector's item because
Yeah.
you can't just go out to a store and get them. But we're going to cut right to the chase. Why the hell did we buy these controllers?
Well, I don't know about you, but I think the biggest pushover was the Castlevania collection by Konami.
Yep.
That's when I really started to notice that, man, these old NES games are sweet. I love how they're available on the Switch, you know. You got the NES like tile that the Switch has, and then you have all these NES games that Konami's releasing, but they don't play right on a Switch controller.
Yeah, so the button mapping is not wrong, but if you've seen our video on that, it's weird because the buttons are angled away from the controller.
Yes, you can't rock.
Yeah, so you can't rock back and forth. So one of our long-term followers, BK, left a comment in the comment section, was talking about how that was really annoying, and then it was annoying to us, and some other people left comments as well. So like, you know what, we're gonna try remedying this situation. Now, it's a little crazy because these controllers are way overpriced.
Yeah, wasn't it like 60 bucks?
It was like 56 bucks, 60 with shipping to get two of these controllers. However, we are happy to report that for the Castlevania situation at least, this fixes the problem.
And they're wireless.
Yep.
When you plug them into the Switch though, they look
Obscene.
so stupid.
It's ridiculous.
And I can't even imagine playing a game with the NES controller slid on, like, yep, no big deal. So it's one of those things, like if you're gonna play it on the tablet, it's kind of like you just have the screen away from you. That's how I was playing it, like in the van and stuff. Or you just play it on the TV. And I was worried that these weren't gonna be the greatest. There was gonna be lag. There were gonna be issues with it. But these actually, to my knowledge, are pretty freaking true.
Yeah, I think the lag, if there is any, is very minimal if you're playing on the tablet. So I did a fairly clean run on Punch-Out with them, which is really my test game to see if there's input lag. Now, when the Switch is docked, you're going to introduce a little more input lag through the HDMI transfer, right? And in our game room, we have an HDMI splitter, which introduces another little bit. So, you know, is it any more responsive than the NES Classic? When it's undocked, I would say yes, slightly. When it's docked, probably about the same. But there's one other thing about these controllers that I think make them a little better option than the ones that come with the NES Classic. We didn't know this when we did our NES Classic episode. It wasn't until we started really diving into games that we figured out the D-pad on the NES Classic is super shallow.
It's shallow, so like when you go to like press right or left, you like accidentally press down. Like I feel like it like really rolls weird.
Yeah.
So it's hard to like be super precise on those.
Like there's a lot of ducking mechanics and things that you'll mess up, or when you need to be going at an angle that's really hard.
Yeah, it's really tough, and it's like if you're just casually playing, you don't notice, but like if you're speedrunning Mario and you have to get those timings right, or like Punch-Out or something, it's really frustrating.
You notice it in Super C.
Yeah, in Super C. But with these, I did not notice that at all. We even compared them. The D-pads are raised a little bit, and they look pretty much identical to an original NES. I think the original NES controller is still
maybe
slightly
like a 1/16 of an inch higher,
still
maybe?
slightly higher, but I didn't notice any of that. Oh man, why is it not ducking or the rolling thing with these? So that's awesome. I'm glad they fixed that.
As far as feel goes, in the hand, the dimensions are true to the NES controller. These are a little chunkier as far as they feel more filled out, maybe a little heavier, but I think that could be like the wireless components
probably.
and stuff.
And there is that weird bar at the top so you can dock them. So that's kind of weird to get your fingers used to, but it's not a terrible thing. These things are freaking awesome.
Yeah, so it's we've said before on the channel that the Switch really, I feel like, caters to retro gamers in a way. And if that is why you have the Switch, if you like that NES library, but you know what, it has been a little lackluster thus far, but it still is really cool to be able to take that NES catalog, or what they have of the catalog, on the go. And these controllers take that whole app or whatever you call it to the next level.
Oh yeah, it's so sweet. Like, so when we were playing it in the van, we were on our way to a show, I was playing Dr. Mario and I was using these NES controllers and I felt like I was playing original hardware. It was badass. I was playing Dr. Mario on the go.
Yeah.
And then on the way back, I decided I'm just going to use the Joy-Cons. I'm going to play Dr. Mario. It was a completely different story. I did not feel like I was in control. The joysticks felt loose.
You were bitching about the joystick for sure.
like it was so hard to be precise, and it's just like, man, this, if you're gonna play the original NES games, this is the way to do it on the Switch. Unless you want to kind of relearn how to play the games, which isn't fun. I don't want to relearn how to play.
Yeah, and I think once they release the Super Nintendo games, it might not be as imperative to have they may release a Super Nintendo controller like this,
they released one.
but the buttons are mapped the right way from that point forward. But having those side by side B and A buttons, if you're an NES fan, it is almost a must. Now the price, again, I think it's a little crazy that it's $56 to get 2 controllers.
Yeah.
But I do think we exponentially raise the value of our Switch to us and how we like to get.
Yeah, and it's awesome. Gradius, Castlevania. I already mentioned Dr. Mario, Punch-Out. It's just so freaking sweet, and the portability. Man, since we got these, I've fallen back in love with the Switch again. Like we go through phases, and like it's been a while since we've touched the Switch, and it's like, now I can't stop playing it because I'm playing it with an NES controller.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
And it's perfect for on the go. We were even talking about how, playing Odyssey or Breath of the Wild, something more in depth on the go, is kind of tough because we still chat. But those games, because they're so story laden, it's hard to pull yourself away from and remember where you were, etc. But playing like Dr. Mario on the go or Punch Out or whatever, those are easy to get.
And
in
you
and
don't
out.
need the sound or the music. It's just one of those things like, oh yeah, pause, talk. Back into it. And that's what we were doing in the van, and it's awesome. If you're a Nintendo member, you should go out and get this, especially if you love the NES.
Yeah, and we weren't quite sure. The night we ordered these, we were literally having the conversation like, what the F are we doing?
Yeah,
like,
why
are we spending this much?
We buy this?
Yeah.
I'm so happy with it.
Yeah, I really feel like we get the Switch, for us anyways, has a breath of fresh air thanks to our mail order controllers. Let's talk about the beer. This is the first time you've had it, I think, right?
Yes, this is. And Boulevard, they have some really good beers. They're from Kansas City, which is awesome. Midwest represent. It's really refreshing. It's really smooth. And for being aged in 6-year-old barrels, I felt like it was going to be really aggressive, and it's not that aggressive. I mean, I can definitely taste the barrel-aged stuff, but it's really smooth, and it's really enjoyable.
It's really unique beer. This is the first time I've ever had it in a 4-pack. I used to get the Rye On Rye when it came corked in almost like a wine bottle.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it was really fancy when they came out, and they were pretty hard to get. Well, now they've kind of got it a little more readily available, and it's been a year or two, I think, since I've had it. But the sweet notes of the whiskey really, for me, come to the forefront.
There's not the burn of the whiskey. Yeah, I definitely,
Yeah, and I'm a huge rye whiskey fan. Boulevard is just it's really hard to find a brewery that they're never going to get you in trouble. Like, they don't always have the best beers, but anytime you buy something from them, you're going to be okay.
Yeah, it's like just a hit to second base.
Yeah, but this beer for them is one that I always grab anytime I see it, and it's a great beer to have with a cigar.
Oh, yes.
It is also, just if you're a fan of whiskey or rye whiskey, it's one you just have to try. The Rye On Rye. It's been around for quite a while. You've probably seen it out and about and maybe not even noticed it, but it's definitely worth a pickup. Definitely has that GOTG seal of approval. The Rye On Rye from Boulevard, you know what? I think it's a home run.
Yes, I think it pairs perfectly with these NES controllers. It's like, ooh, that's kind of pricey. That's kind of scary looking. No, but it's awesome. Get them both. Pair them together, play some NES games on the Switch, drink some Rye On Rye, and you're going to have a great freaking
day. So BK, Nefarious West, Captain Algebra, Mega Dan, all folks that I know have watched and said, hey, you know what? That button mapping thing pisses me off because it makes me not want to be able to play Castlevania on this collection. Well, guess what? We fixed the problem with our mail order controllers.
You're welcome.
Yeah. All right, you know the drill. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring that bell icon so you never miss an upload, and hit us up on social media. We have things going on over there too, and we would love to chat with you over there. Keep gaming, keep drinking. We'll see you next time right here on Gaming Off the Grid. Hey guys, Gaming Off the Grid here. We have a serious question to ask. Why the hell did we buy these? Today we're going to take a look at the... What are we drinking today?
Today we're drinking Rye On Rye by Boulevard. It's a beer that was barrel aged for 6 years.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's not real.
Aged in 6 years.
The barrels are 6-year barrels. I don't think it was aged for 6 years.
Well, it should be.
Hey guys, skimming off the grid here. By now, you've all hoard. I think that was pretty good.
See you later.
Boing.